go yard.
Hello and welcome back to the CFCTALK podcast. I haven't been here since a long time. I hope you guys can't hear the sound outside. There's a few people outside the window. Alex, welcome back to the podcast. And it's been a long one. I haven't been here for a while now, actually. I went to one game and I just decided to sack the podcast. I'm just going to be a match going fan now. I'll leave it up to Alex.
He's completed his transition. It only took one game and now Mohammad is a Yoda. Completely.
No, yeah, it was an incredible experience, but it's too late to explain that experience now. But yeah, how have you been? How has your week been? Lost to Man City and then lost to Juventus. So,
yeah, I think as most it is with most Chelsea fans, our mood is very much affected by Chelsea's results, and yeah, it's not been the most inspiring of weeks, I must say. Yeah, it's just, and plus in the UK, you probably found it too, but it's kind of gone from about 20 degrees to about -1 in the space of a day or two here. So so we had a bit of a lag in terms of setting up our heating in the house. So for about a day or two, it felt like the North Pole in here, and I'm sure it's probably been similar there. It's just
someone who's lived in Saudi Arabia their whole life. It's
the shock.
I'm ready to go back.
Yeah, I remember being the same when I started uni 4 years ago, and going from Dubai to that, and it's like I was wrapping up like 4 layers. People were taking the absolute piss out of me for wearing like ski jackets and gloves in September, but it's justified. The UK is cold, so
it is. No, I'm wearing a hoodie. Like I am wearing a hoodie 24/7, and then when I'm heading out, I'm always like putting on jackets and stuff, and it's like I'm so tempted to just go and have an ice cream or have something, and then I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna get sick. Because of the weather and all. But
that Chelsea performance made me sick.
No, honestly, yesterday and then the Man City one. I kind of heard both of your view on the Man City game, and I just sat there and I was like, oh yeah, I would have pretty much said the same thing, and I guess it was more or less of the same thing yesterday as well. Nothing better or nothing even worse from Man City.
Yeah, really wasn't at least against Man City, we knew it was going to be a really hard ask to match these guys. But this one, with Juve's poor form, I think it was their first clean sheet in 20 matches or so. It's just, not what we wanted, not what we expected. But then again, you can't really expect much else when it's Allegri. He's going to just nab a goal and then park the bus, go 5-4. I think they pretty much played two banks they played a back five and then 4 in midfield, just packed it all. And what could we do? I know it's getting a bit ahead of our review, but it's just, they got their goal. Yeah, they even played better, to be fair, even before they got the goal. Yes, we were in control, but for parts of the first half, but we never really created anything solid, anything concrete, really. And it essentially just bit us back on the ass, because it's what. Yeah.
The way I sum up this performance is we had to bring on Ross Barkley. So
yeah,
that pretty much sums up.
Oh my goodness,
that sums up the performance in one word: Ross Barkley. But no, starting of the game. Sorry, yeah, go.
Sorry, yeah. I was just we'll get onto Ross later, but the thing is, you didn't have much of a choice. Like, you're not going to sub on Timo when they're sitting back. There's no space in behind for him. So it made sense, but it's like, I can't believe he's actually been forced to do this. But yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, no. I mean, the start, I will say, we were in control of possession. I guess in terms of Man City's game, they were pressing really hard, and we didn't have much possession. But in this game, it was totally the opposite. We had possession, and we had a bit of control, but we had zero creativity. Yeah, in the first, like, I don't know if you saw it the
Well,
same way as I did, but
pretty much no create. Yeah, I definitely did. Like no creativity for pretty much the whole game. A lot of Chelsea fans were like, particularly on Twitter, and there's not misrepresentation, but it's kind of true that we need when we don't have Mason Mount on the pitch, we still need to be able to make stuff happen on the pitch, and it just seems like the wretched form of all of our or injury base, because in Pulisic's case he's not really had a chance yet with Lukaku, but we've essentially had to rely on Hakim Ziyech and Kai Havertz for creativity because of Christian Pulisic's injury and Mason Mount's injury too. So it's just not working out for either of them right now, and questions are definitely coming up, like particularly for Havertz. I mean, Ziyech, it seems like it's a foregone conclusion that he's probably going to be on his way out soon. Or I know it's jumping the gun a bit, but he's not had a good start to the season at all. So, but neither has Havertz. So, but Havertz is younger and he's more expensive. So I think they really want him to work. I mean, I want him to really work out. Everyone wants his signing to work out, and I think he will. But patience is starting to sip away, I think, and yeah, there's a lot of responsibility on these guys to create for Chelsea, and they're just not doing it right now, and that's kind of why we lost the match in terms of not getting enough service to Lukaku.
no, I completely agree with that fact, because I feel like us winning the Champions League last season has done a lot more. I'll just quickly fix my light because I just realized. No, but us winning the Champions League last season has just mounted more pressure on us. And I guess once we saw that Liverpool performance and we saw that kind of great performance against Arsenal and I think Tottenham as well, where we kind of said, oh, you know what, we're Premier League contenders this season. And this is just a bit of a reality check. Probably jumping the gun again, but you know, we've got one match week or Southampton before the international break kicks in, I think. So it gives us Chelsea a bit of time to just relax and kind of regroup and come back. So I guess this terrible run of form shouldn't go on for too long. And for the reactionary fans on Twitter, there's just no comment on that, is
there? No, it's like, I think it's not like most teams throughout the season, even Man City do this. They do this in October, November time, where they'll have like a couple of games where they just kind of forget how to play their normal way, and they just have like these blips. It's normal. So I don't think we need to. It's only 2 games, so it's annoying for sure, because particularly the Juventus game, I think a lot of people had really high hopes for us to kind of dish it out to them because of their awful form, but they did show up, and they've got quality players, and like Federico Chiesa, who's just really, it was brilliant.
His form from the Euros is still going on.
Yeah, honestly, man, I know it's like it's kind of feeds into the whole buy who plays well against us FC, but we should buy Chiesa next summer. We should. I'm sorry, but like, yeah, if we're going to be selling or probably selling some of our attackers to make room for better ones, Chiesa's, I hope. But that's jumping the gun way too much, and that's an episode.
We haven't even talked about the game. We went from weather to international break.
We just weather, international break. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, I think it's just it's reactionary, but there's like, we haven't played that well, and even the game, well, other than the Spurs game, we've struggled quite a bit in Villa, Zenit, in the games that we've won. So it's kind of come around to us now. We now know that we're playing badly and we're not getting results. So it's what to do.
I mean, I will say, it's just 2 games. It's two.
Yeah.
Yes, I know they're big games. Like you've got like Man City title contenders, and then Juventus, who are, I would say, one of the best teams in Italy. So two big games, but yeah, I mean, as you said, every team has that kind of dip in form. We're not, I mean, it's reactionary to say, oh, we're not good enough for the Premier League title, because we're only 1 point behind. All that matters is us getting those points. I don't understand. Like, I know I might probably get attacked for saying this, but I don't care how the 3 points come. I don't want flashy football. I don't want like 10 like goals every 2-3 games, or get 100 goals a season, because it doesn't matter if we're winning games 1-0, 2-0. I'll take that as long as we win them. And I know those goals are only gonna come, from one of our star players, Mason Mount, or the chances that we create from Mason Mount. We just missed him so much yesterday. I know against Man City we said we didn't have a lot of possession, but yesterday we had a lot of possession, and then the creativity wasn't there. And it just goes to show how important Mason Mount is. But you'll still have people slander him and say stuff about him and how he's not that good.
Yeah, I think it's like, the thing is, we've had also, like, he's really important to the team, but we've also had games with him where we've not played well as well. So I think it's a huge miss. But and yeah, it definitely makes everything about all the struggles twice as bad, because or twice as annoying, because our best creator isn't there. But it's like we need to be able to function and go to games like this without Mason Mount. We need to be able to do that and perform. So it's like, yeah, it's I wouldn't, I'm not going to use him as an excuse. Not having him as an excuse. It's just kind of like, well, an excuse. No, it's just it's just like a frustration.
I'm not going to use him as an excuse, but sit there and talk about him.
But Mason Mount has to be back in this. No, yeah, I can't wait for him to be back. But it's just that drive from him and from Kanto into the other half of the pitch. It's just what we miss. I mean, Kovacic, I barely saw any of that. There were one or two dribbles towards the second half where he was like getting through them, but you can't go and take on all these these two banks of 4 or 5 and have anything come out of that. So yeah, it was too late by then. And yeah, Kante is just Kante, I mean, that's something you say all the time.
Yeah, that's our podcast line. It's just
Kante is Kante. We need a bingo. Where we say all these things. But
when we launch our merch, that's the first merch we're selling. Kante is Kante.
Kante is Kante. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we just missed that, like, that sharpness as well. I think there were really not many great final balls going into Lukaku. Havertz and Ziyech just in general looked just nowhere near, like, they weren't sharp whatsoever, or there was nothing good coming from them. So it's like, yeah, I'm worried for them, but yeah, I have to hope Mount comes back. And the thing is, it's like there's this debate on Twitter going around right now about, is it Mount, or is it the formation in general?
No, I know I'm gonna interrupt you here, but I can't sit here at all and say it's the formation. I know I probably at this point I should get a t-shirt made of this as well, but 2016, back in the back 3 Premier League winners, and it's worked for us in the past so many times. So why should we say that it's the formation that's an issue?
He's back.
Sorry,
you were saying 26. You were saying 2016, and then
yeah. So I think I was just saying, like, 2016 we were playing at the back 3, won the Premier League.
Yeah.
2020 we played at back 3, won the Champions League. So why, I don't understand, what do you have to do with a back 3 to make people understand it? Look, it's a formation that's working for Chelsea. I know it's 2 different managers and all. But our record in a back 3 over the last year, I would say, under Tuchel, compared to, let's say, Frank Lampard in a back 4, has been way better in terms of clean sheets, in terms of I think goals scored has slowed down, but we've conceded a whole lot less goals. So, which has just made those 1-0 victories count as 3 points rather than a 1-1 or a 0-0.
I think what I should have said instead was suitability of players for formation, because as what I really was trying to get there was like Aspi and Alonso as wing backs. But basically, there was no pace in any of that front five. We had there. I mean, Lukaku is kind of fast, but we just missed, I think, not having our first choice wing backs on either side, which is why like playing the back five is annoying, is a little frustrating when your wing backs aren't very quick or aren't very like we've seen Aspi be greater in attack recently though, so maybe that comment isn't really that valid. But Alonso wasn't great at all, and it's just missing that athleticism, I think, from both James and Chilwell, and that definitely helps with stretching teams out and basically making it easier for the other guys in the midfield and Havertz and Ziyech to create. So, I mean, it's annoying because Aspi, it's worked previously where we've gone with Aspi at right wing back and Alonso at left wing back, but it's just for this game where they parked the bus for most of it, and it all comes back to the whole masking the issues with our attacking midfielders not being able to create. It's like, what we've got to do to get them to start performing, and that's where the blame finger comes out.
No.
Wing backs, Lukaku.
I agree with you on that. Actually, this formation is amazing if your midfield clicks, because we've got someone like Kovacic who can take the ball from defense all the way up top and try and do stuff. And then you've got someone like Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, who can create those spaces, create those chances, Werner for Lukaku and all that sort of stuff. So in terms of, because you have less attacking players, you want these players to click. And if they click, beautiful. It's incredible. All the goals scored, it's incredible. But as soon as you don't see those attacking players or those midfielders click, it tends to be like, oh, you know what, we've got 5 defenders on the pitch and we're lacking creativity because we've got 5 defenders. But what we don't realize is we've actually got 4 other midfielders, attackers, or 5 actually, who can actually create chances, who should be creating chances. And in terms of like the right wing back and the left wing back, I completely agree. I think Alonso's had his golden period time of the season. So let's just put him aside now, bring back Ben Chilwell. And I think Reece James is injured or something. I can't exactly remember. But yeah, we miss Reece James and Ben Chilwell in games where teams sit in a low block, where teams defend all the time, because you need those guys to come in, cross in, create spaces, rather than someone who's like Aspi, who's more of a defender rather than an attacking wing back. I know Alonso is a lot more attacking, but just didn't work out against Man City, didn't work out against against Juventus either.
Yeah, it's just a kit. Like, you can say Tuchel's got it wrong, kind of wrong again today, but you can't teach these guys to be more creative or whatnot. But what he can influence is who plays on the wing, who he's picking, but also just kind of enforcing that quickness of pass that we seem to lack, and that's what Mason Mount kind of brings. That's probably his strongest attribute, is that link, getting that link, or improving the link between midfield and attack by passing, or just having a really like zipping the ball into the feet of attackers. So yeah, it's just it's not a perfect storm, but it's just like a lot of things are coming together in terms of negative factors for why we haven't been able to break down these good defenses. Because at the end of the day, we've come up against good defenses. It's, yes, Juve haven't been, or it kind of goes against the whole 1 clean sheet in 20 games, but they put an absolute wall in front of us in the second half after they got that goal. And Man City were also fantastic defensively. So it's a running theme, and it's going to be an interesting test against Southampton, who also have a mean defense. So it's going to be a good test to see if
just know there's that kind of vibe in the air that something's about to go wrong.
Yeah, but eventually we're going to come out of it, and it's going to be a judge of Tuchel's character and managerial ability to try and get us out of it. Every Chelsea manager has dealt with this blip or had this blip at some point. I mean, Lampard's, it came a bit later in December time, but yeah, it's just all come about because I think because of our lack of ability to score goals in the past couple of matches, and our attacking midfielders not really playing that well. So bring back Ross Barkley into the starting 11.
I like the transition.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of something.
But yeah, I think it made sense. Like I was gobsmacked when the commentators first mentioned it. They said he was warming up. It's like, what? No way. But,
what has happened to Chelsea FC again? Sorry,
yeah,
come back.
yeah. It's like 2019 all over again. It's repeat. But yeah, it made sense because that's one thing we lack as well is a like ability to shoot from long range, which you kind of need if the team is just sitting back parking the bus. You need some guys who are going to take long shots, and Lukaku isn't because he's busy with the dealing with centre backs. Hakim Ziyech, you kind of that's what I mean. He can, but he's rarely done that throughout his career, or for that Chelsea, or he's not really scored any long shots for Chelsea. So and there's just no one else in there really. So yeah, it's just a perfect recipe for nothing's going to happen when you have no one who can take on players, no one going to spray a killer pass and then no one's going to shoot. If you can't do any of those three, you're not going to be able to break down this mean defense that they have.
So for those who follow football Twitter memes, I'm sure everyone's heard of the sometimes good, sometimes so that's just Chelsea right now. Yeah. Sometimes good, sometimes
yeah. Our attack right now. Yeah, it's more of this latter when it comes to our attacking midfielders right now, and it's crazy though because the amount of money that we spent. It's like last year we had the whole adjustment excuse and reason that this time around we shouldn't. These guys should all be adjusted, and it's just I'm Havertz's biggest backer, and I know that he'll come back from this. He'll get back from this fine, and I know, and we all know that normally he performs much better in the second half of the season. So, like, it's frustrating with him, but it'll come. But Hakim Ziyech, oof. Yeah.
I like how we every time we start a new point just points back to Havertz, Ziyech and Mount.
That's the thing though. That's the weak part.
That's the key issue at the moment. And I will, if I may add this as well, it's like we're missing three key players from this team. Reece James, N'Golo Kanté, and Mason Mount. Those three players would be starting against Man City, would be starting against Juventus, and those three players would be playing the full 90 minutes because these guys not only deserve it, but are needed in that first team. I know, we're Chelsea FC. We've got the depth. We've got everything in there. But at the end of the day, those guys are why Chelsea probably won the Champions League. I'm not throwing shade on any other players, but they're essential to the power of Chelsea.
Exactly. Thankfully, they're not out for too long, either of them. So. And it's an international break
for the next week or two.
Yeah, with COVID and all, but with the international, knowing Didier Deschamps, he'll probably pick Kanté even with when he has COVID.
No, he'll make him fly all the way to France, check this COVID, and then bring him back in. Which is
yeah. But thankfully, it is international break, so we're getting these injuries, but we'll hopefully have Mount and Kanté back for our kind of easier fixture list over the next couple of weeks. And then considering it's Malmo back-to-back, perfect opportunity in the Champions League to kind of get I think we're second because we beat Zenit and we might have better goal difference, I think. But yeah,
we are.
We play the weakest team in the group twice before we play Juventus again. So there's a big opportunities there to kind of get us back into or get us back into, because we want to win the group still. We can't just go and rely on playing against Sheriff FC if we finish second. So yeah,
I think
it's
no,
far from
wait,
over.
winning the group gives you a better draw than losing.
Yeah, I know, but if Sheriff win their group and we
Okay.
finish second, that's yeah. Sheriff, they're top. Oh man, it's a bit of a side note, but what a game
I no,
that
I know.
was!
I will. It's the best part is it's happening against a club who initiated the whole Super League, the whole kind of big clubs thing, and it's yeah. That is football. Like I think games like those just show what football is.
Just unbelievable. Like that yeah. I know it's very much sidetracked, but the winner was just injected into the veins. It was beautiful, and outside the foot volley, half volley to win it in the 90th minute. It was just love it. That's the best moment of the Champions League, I think, so far. None of this Ronaldo equal winners
Oh,
jargon.
that's
No
nothing.
way.
That's nothing. All
That's
it knows
nothing.
at the back of his mind, that was just lucky. That was just
Yeah. Man
Lingard and
he keeps
Ronaldo.
adding on borrowed time. Each week
Yeah.
he gets a bit more borrowed time. And it's just keeps him enjoying. But anyway, we're getting a bit sidetracked
Yeah.
as usual. But it was funny to see. So in the second half, they parked the bus pretty much, but Tuchel decided that he was going to throw Cobham FC at Juventus and just sub on every single English player that we had on the bench. And I mean, it was nice, okay, yes, we lost, but it was nice. It's really encouraging to see, like, I mean, Chalobah, I thought he did okay when he came on. Not much to really do, but he was fine. But then we saw Cho come on. I think that's another talking point for a bit, but it was nice to see Loftus-Cheek come on and play
I mean, he had a
decent.
great performance against Villa. I thought
Yeah,
at least.
yeah. He definitely. And I mean, it's a big step up to go into play when we need a goal to go and play Juventus, and he looked right. He looked comfortable. So I'm really happy for him. But there was I think the big thing with this is Cho with playing him so we switched to a 3-5-2 in the second half, and with Cho at right wing back instead of a left wing, and that seemed to rile up a lot of fans, didn't it?
I think the best way to watch a Chelsea match is just mute Chelsea Twitter, because I actually, so this funny story, a bit of a sidetrack with Chelsea related. I was sat in my programming class at university, and there's someone next to me, and we're both first year students. We're just kind of first day at uni. We're just trying to introduce ourselves. And he sees my wallpaper and he goes, "Oh, we beat you the other day." And I kind of thought, okay, he's a Man City fan. So I just went on the internet, pulled up a UCL picture, and I said, you can have those 3 points. You'll have that trophy. And he kind of said, I'm like very active on football Twitter, and every time I go and like I see a Chelsea tweet, and I know I'm gonna probably drop some names, but CFC Mod is one of them that he said. And he goes, "Why are you guys so reactionary? Like, just chill out. It's just Twitter. It's just football." At the end of the day, and yeah, no, I think Chelsea fans need to take a back seat and listen to our podcast with more reliable.
Yeah, just calm. I find that most of like when we reviewed the Man City game, it's just very calming, and it's nice and relaxing to digest this defeat that we've just been dished out. So yeah, we need to just stop. It's just it's the same with every Chelsea manager, and the expectations to win every single game, to play well in every single game, and it's just not. And I can't believe people are actually bouncing on or handing on, like calling Tuchel out and drawing red X's on him. It's so childish. And I think then again, you kind of have to. It reminds you that most of football Twitter is just kids and stuff. So it's like people will put, if you can think of any opinion on Chelsea football club, sorry, on Chelsea Twitter, there'll be an account that has said it. Is what I'm trying to say.
No.
Like, yeah, someone will say anything about anyone. So I'll take it with a pinch of salt, but it's like, yeah, it's I don't think we should take this Tuchel out stuff seriously.
There's a reason they're on Twitter, not on one of those seats
exactly.
inside the fridge.
Yeah,
I can say that now.
Yeah,
these
you can now blame you're your dad now. You can complain about the keyboard warriors now. Say no, they're not at the bridge. You can say that now.
Not real Chelsea fans. No. No, I think back to a bit of Chelsea, but Lukaku, nothing, no balls to him, nothing. And I know we're gonna probably go back to Ziyech and Havertz were good enough. Not good enough.
Now, I promise not to talk about. I won't mention their names anymore. We've done them justice. But he had that one chance, didn't he, in the second half, where I think Kovacic played like a really play a ball through, and he just skied it, or no, not skied it, but played it over the bar, and it's like kind of shit. I am going to talk. No, I'm not going to mention their names, but I'm going to say that we need to give Lukaku enough chances to score and not just expect him to finish the only chance that we give him all game, because that was the best chance that we gave him. The whole game was the one we played him through, and he missed it. So yeah, it's just what, yeah. If you need to give him more than 4 chances in the game. I don't think we had a single shot on target. At least he could have put it at the keeper just to boost our stats up. But no, he didn't. He played it over. So yeah, not a great day in the office for Lukaku, but it's not necessarily his fault. And I think it was a really good quote from Antonio Conte, who said before the game that we don't necessarily know how to use Lukaku or utilize his skill set properly, because he's not just this Olivier Giroud, but in a 5-year younger body. He can play in behind. He is extremely well rounded. He doesn't just have to be this guy that Reece James is looking to stat pad for. So it's like, yeah, I get it is tricky to do that though when they're sitting back. But before they got the goal, we just have to be way more inventive and try and put Lukaku in behind, not just trying to cross it into him, because it's not going to work every time. So not a good day at the office for him, but we just kind of have to adapt to him, don't we?
Yeah, and I know we're going to just go back to Mason Mount and all that stuff, but you can't fully blame him. He does need a few good balls here and there for himself to kind of create those chances. And as a striker, once you have those chances, you boost your confidence, even though you don't score them. If you're hitting them in the right place and you're troubling the goalkeeper, you kind of think to yourself, I can do this if I get one more of these or in a better position.
Yeah, it's the expect. Sorry, I didn't catch that last bit actually.
No, I was just saying, I think it boosts the striker's confidence when the midfielders are playing well. When you're constantly getting good through balls and stuff.
Yeah, when you have Kante behind you and Mount behind you, like driving at defenders and playing good passes into you, it definitely does wonders for your confidence. But I'm not worried about Lukaku's confidence, to be honest. It's just because I think even if he's not scored in a couple of games, he can still come up with something out of nothing. It's just we need to get the ball more to him instead of him just crossing it into him, or just thinking of him as a Giroud remaster or remake.
No, I think we'll utilize Lukaku, and I think the next point you've kind of written right after is worried ? And I think realistically, nothing worries me at Chelsea FC right now. We're going at the right pace. We're going at the right, a few hiccups here and there, but that's just a bump in the road. And that we've always seen that even during title winning seasons, we've seen that every time. Some managers have it right at the start of the season, some managers have it in the middle, some towards the end. But I fully trust Tuchel and his system. And if he puts out a back three tomorrow or the day after, or actually tomorrow, when the time you guys are watching it, I won't sit here and complain and say, oh, we should have gone a back four. If he puts in a back four, I won't say should have gone a back three, because he's getting paid millions. I'm sure he knows what he's doing at the end of the day.
Yeah, he knows. I'm sure, like, there are some fans who, like, out of this worry, they want, like, I mean, there are a lot of, just thinking about it, there are a lot of opinions about, spawning out of last night. There was Declan Rice prop, even before he even scored today. They were like, people say buy Rice so we can move to the back four. And it's like, just, I think it's not even a formation problem at this point. It's but yeah, I'm not even gonna, yeah, we've gone past that. But yeah, he'll figure it out. The guy's a genius at the end of the day. We've all seen it. He can tactically outsmart anyone in world football. He's just had a couple of bumpy, like, before Man City, you could probably count on, I was about to say less than one hand. On one hand, how many times that he's got it wrong tactically. Like, I can think maybe West Brom, but even West Brom was pretty much screwed over by Thiago Silva, and first time having his debut and the second time getting sent off. So it's, well, actually, the first time was on Lampard. I'm spitballing here. I'm messing up.
Alex has he's drained out. He needs to sleep now.
And they're right. I do need my sleep. I'm in my bed for a reason. But yeah, it's like he rarely ever gets tactically outsmarted, and it seems like he's gotten it wrong a couple of times recently. So let's hope that now he doesn't get it wrong, to kind of continue that average of not messing up.
The way I put it at the end of the day is, he won against Pep 3 times, lost once, and now the media is sort of saying, "Oh, this Tuchel finished." Like, no, he's not. Allegri, he's a good manager. I won't sit here and say something about Allegri. He's done great things for Juventus, but it's just one loss. We'll recover, and it comes at a time where it's international break, so he's going to go have a holiday for a week, and then come back and get on to business. But yeah,
big positive is Marcos Alonso might get called up for Spain, so Chilwell can get the extra training time.
Yeah.
So yeah, free Chilwell is here. Free Chilwell is happening. It's fine.
Yeah. No. But the other kind of worry is Callum Hudson-Odoi at right wing back. I know you've written it here, and I'm probably going to reiterate it and say what you have, but I'll let you go first because of the point that you've written.
Yeah, I'll just say, like, it's so many people want him to play there, and it seemed like even when we were trying to go for get the goal, he was playing right wing back. So I personally think, like, it is a waste, but it's, what can you do? The choice is like, we keep him playing him there, or we loan him, or we sell him. So, like, for his personal development, if I was him, I'd probably want to leave because of not being played in my preferred position, even when we're going for a goal, like, in our most offensive setup. He's still being played out of position and at right wing back. So, he played, even at right wing back, he played good against Juventus, I think. So it is extremely frustrating, I imagine, for him. For Chelsea, yeah, I'm fine, keep him. But if I was him, I'd probably want to leave, because he's just, the guys that, he's having a greater impact than pretty much every single attacking midfielder other than Mount. So he could easily get into that. Like, he could slot in there, but Tuchel doesn't see it that way. So if I was him, I'd want to go. Is what I wanted. I'd say.
No, I'm just kind of checking what position did he play against Villa, because I think he played up front, and he played a lot better than what he did yesterday, or whenever he plays at right wing back. And I think he's a natural winger. It's almost impossible to. I know he's young, and you can say, oh, you can convert him into a right wing back or an attacking right wing back or whatever, but he's a natural winger, and you can't really, turn it around now, I guess. Or
he was played as a right wing back. Wait, was the
I think the Villa game. I think the cup game, he was played as a right wing or a left wing. He was in the front three. I know that for one. and and then in the Juventus game, I think he was played as a right wing back. So I think the one thing to say is his performance against Villa was a lot better than his performance against Juventus, and whether it was a kind of a team thing or it was not the whole team clicking together, but I think you're right. I think this is his make or break season, whether Tuchel realizes, I can utilize him a lot better up front three, rather than putting him where he's been putting him at right wing back, or he kind of has to take a decision on his own and say, look, I need to go out and play at a club who's going to play me at left wing, and develop as a winger. What something that he's been doing for the last however many long years he's been at Chelsea.
Because that was the Villa game was the one where we went to a back four. So it is really interesting to think about what Tuchel is going to do to fix this problem we have. And if he does go to a back four, then hopefully then Mitcho maybe gets that, or probably gets more chances at left wing, or right wing. So there's no need for panic or anything like that. But it's like Tuchel. Basically, the summary is Tuchel has some work. Has his work cut out for him, and he's got some things that he really needs to work on. But maybe, we complain about the international break having another one so soon, but I think for Chelsea, it's a good reset. But it would be nice to go into it with a Southampton win, just to know that everything's not lost. But just it is important, I think, because it's going to be that they are a steady defense. So to prove that we can break down a steady defense it would send a good message out if we can defeat Southampton. But who we start for that is a weird
before
one.
We get into Southampton, the reason I want to kind of win Southampton is so that you don't have Chelsea fans moaning about it on Twitter for the rest of the 2 weeks of the international break. You'll hear about it till the end of the international break, or till the next, till Chelsea play again.
Yeah, well, we can fix that one by just unfollowing and muting it, or muting certain words. We can mute the word out, and sack and other words, and it will be fine. Your Twitter experience will be all right. But it's
international break. So I think international break is going to be Drogba versus Thierry Henry, and then you're going to have a lot of sorry things come back, and then you're going to have a bit of a breakdown about the Southampton game if it goes wrong, and then come for the manager as well. So it's already I feel like everyone's just got their tweets ready. It's just like tweet done for the day.
And the Jorginho Ballon d'Or prop. Yes.
I think I can't remember if it was official or not, but he was in the race or not. I think he was in the top 3.
I think he's a nominee.
Yeah. No, I think he is a nominee, but I think he was in the race for top 3 or something at least, which is still kind of nice to see.
I like, regardless of whether I think he's deserving of it, I want him to win it so badly. I don't even care, like morals or my who should win it goes out the window. I don't care anymore. I just want him to win it so badly. But it would do wonders for his confidence probably too. Not that he needs a confidence boost, but we'll take it.
Yeah, no.
And we can say that we've had a Ballon d'Or winning player play for Chelsea.
First time for everything. It would just be the best story at Chelsea FC. I've just kind of just thrown into this story thing. But Sarri comes in, gets in Jorginho. He's been slandered for the last few years. He's not good. Wins UEFA Men's Player of the Year. And then he goes on to win a Ballon d'Or. And he wins the Champions League and everything with Chelsea. And you're just there like, there it is.
Yeah. I just love, he inspires me in terms of his doubters. He's an extremely divisive player, and I have a problem with people who don't see his value or something, because often we don't. Often he goes very unnoticed. But I think I think a lot more people would be on board for it if Kante also didn't have such an amazing year, or for Chelsea, but I think it's just because of the whole like playing most of the games for Italy and playing well for Italy as well in the Euros. It's definitely boosted its cause and increased his chances. So yeah, but it is a good inspiration though. He's had lots of doubt. He's had to overcome a lot in 3. He's only been at the club for 3 years, which is kind of crazy it feels like he's been up for longer. I don't know about you. It just seems like maybe it's just been a long 3 years for Chelsea.
COVID has
very
just
weird
told it. Like, Sarri feels like it was an eternal ago. I think
exactly right. Sarri was manager 2 years and 2 months ago of Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah,
it's crazy to think,
feels
but
like
it's
he's part of like one of the like historical managers. You just wish
exactly
them happy birthday every now. Won an FA Cup in the 90s.
Exactly. Yeah, he called off Kepa in the late 80s, but no, he came on. Yeah, but yeah, it's weird, but it's it doesn't deserve anything less. So
yeah,
we'll take it for the Georgie prop. Yes.
And then you'll have those fans like Jorginho's better than Lampard, Lampard's better than Jorginho, and then you're gonna have that debate in there. Like, Lampard never won a Ballon d'Or or whatever.
Exactly right. It's gonna be like, oh, he's the best player ever. He's gonna be Chelsea's best player ever. He won a Ballon d'Or at the club. No player even did that. Not even Lampard. But
give him a banner.
Give him a banner. Yeah, give him a banner. Where's Jorginho's banner? With all due respect. No, but yeah,
I like that. I don't know if you've seen it, but I think Chris does it a lot, and he says, "I'm not sad or I'm not angry that Mason Mount got a banner and but Kante, Jorginho deserved it." And he just does does it with like different things, but he nails it every single time with those jokes.
Yeah, I love those guys. Like they can think,
that's the timeline.
Exactly, that's the timeline. It's just they gotta do it though. They gotta take out these sexuals or whatever they are. They gotta counteract them. So that's what they do.
Yeah. Right, Southampton. Oof. Charity FC or Chelsea FC?
Oh man, can you imagine how silly we would look if Tino Livramento plays well against Marcos Alonso.
Call him back. Call him back.
Got him back. Yeah. Thing is that we have a buyback and it's it's 50 million, but because we get from some mathematical magic, we get a cut of the transfer fee. But if we buy him back, we're getting a cut of the transfer fee that we are paying. Which
Mariana Granovska.
And somehow it comes out to 38 million.
Yeah.
According to Athletic, which isn't a solid percentage of 50 million. So makes no sense to me at all. But
if it's cheaper, we'll
buy
take
him. If it's cheap. It's cheap. It's half the price of Hakimi or whatever. So done.
They might want to ask his wife if she wants to go to Paris and move it or something.
Yeah, but it's Livramento against Alonso and Rudiger is going to be a fun one. But a lot of people were saying this about Guehi when we were playing the first game against Palace, how crazy it would be if Guehi plays amazing against Chelsea and makes everyone reconsider. But I don't hear anyone talking about Mark Guehi right now in terms of, we shouldn't have let him go. Like it was the topic of Twitter about a month or two ago, but now it's gone quiet. And
I think this topic will come back when in the summer you've got Rudiger who's trying to guess huge wage price and he's trying to be and then you're going to kind of see those guys go, we sold Tomori, we sold Guehi, but we didn't have a backup plan for Rudiger, and now we're searching for a defender, this and that, and then that's when it's going to all kick off right now, because right now it's just all like, let's take it game by game. It's going to be summer.
We have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
At the back. But yeah, you're right. It'll come back. But yeah, like it's going to be weird though. I mean, technically we only have one proper right wing back. Yes, Aspie's done great there, but as he gets older, I expect him to feature at right wing back much less. So it kind of, but then it's like, do you pay 38 million to buy back an academy player who you rejected?
Right now.
Huh?
We don't have to buy him back right now. We can give him another season or two.
Yeah, true. But it's that even then, Reece James is only a year or two older than him. So it's like, do you buy him back for 38 million as a backup right wing back? Doesn't seem like it's annoying because I'd like
The way I look at it is
if
right
Reece
now.
James could, yeah.
But the way I look at it right now is Reece James and Aspie. It's probably like 60% 60 to 70% to Reece James, and then Aspie's only playing because it's a back three.
Yeah. Well, that's the case because Reece James has been out. But I think whenever Reece James has been available, it's a bit more probably. But it comes down to about that. But as Aspie gets older and we see him less, if perhaps we see Reece James, thing is, Reece James can't be trialled that much at right centre back if we don't have someone else at right wing back. So it's difficult to say, oh yeah, we can just do that because we don't know if Tuchel actually wants to play Reece James at right centre back long term. But if he did, then imagine that Reece James at right centre back and Livramento at right wing back. That's some good stuff right there.
Take the risk. I'll take the risk.
Yeah, if Tuchel wants to do it, if Tuchel wants to play James at right centre back, or like 100% buy back Livramento. It makes us look really stupid, but who cares?
I mean, look, I think I like how we've got this transfer window. For some reason, we've got every single player that we kind of sold has a buyback. Tammy Abraham's got one. Guhi, I think, has got one. Livramento, I think, has also got one. So yeah, it's like Chelsea know they're good.
Yeah.
But they just don't know if they're good enough to keep at the club right now as second choice.
I think he doesn't have one. That's why people were really annoyed about it.
Oh yeah.
He was the one that didn't. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it's gonna look silly, but we've done it before. By buying back players is just our thing, you know. We're so good at it.
Yeah,
we're so good at it. So yeah.
Next is Mo Salah then, and Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, exactly. Once he eventually becomes washed up, 30+ year old striker.
Reassemble the gang. Lukaku, Mo Salah.
Legend. We're making a legends team. But yeah, on Southampton, it's like there's no one else to talk about. It's Livramento. It's and then Mount and Kante hopefully coming back. But everything Chelsea are just so boring. Other than that, we don't have anything else. There's no other debatable decisions anymore. We know that. I mean, other than a couple of our players coming back, our defense is pretty much nailed on. Lukaku is nailed. There's no more striker debate. We just know Lukaku's going to play. So yeah, we don't have that. That's pretty much certain. So it's just a case of whether Mason Mount comes back and perhaps if Loftus-Cheek maybe features. Because he's looked so good whenever he's played recently.
I'm just shaking my head because I don't know. It's like you can't pinpoint what's going wrong. You know there's something wrong. It's like a needle in a haystack right now, and you just need to pick out that needle, and it's perfectly fine. But you just can't. There's something wrong. And Tuchel can't figure out what it is right now.
Yeah, I think you'll figure out. It's just kind of, it's still all our attacking mids getting used to playing with a very different kind of striker to Timo Werner. So, and Kai Havertz. So, and the fact that it eliminates Havertz's chances of playing at striker is, I think it's kind of what's contributed to his downpour, to his poor form right now. His great form at the end of last season was when he played up top with Timo on the left. So it contributes to this idea that perhaps Kai Havertz and Lukaku aren't compatible, or you can't play them they don't play well together. And maybe it's just or without Mason Mount perhaps. So it's an interesting one. And yeah, Kai Havertz doesn't seem I can't remember him having any great games, to be honest, when he wasn't playing at striker. So it is a little bit worrying when it seems like the only way it out is either we drop him or we drop Lukaku, which I know sounds very extreme, but what to do? Something needs to change in our attacking midfielders, and yeah, see what sticks. Basically, it's my
Throw it all in
tactical
there.
strategy. Yeah, tactical strategy for solving our creativity problem. Just try every other combination of attacking midfielder and striker, and eventually something will work.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Put it in and just see what works. No, but I mean, yeah, no, Southampton should be an interesting game, and it's a game that there's not much to really talk about, is there? Because we've addressed the issues. It's down to just like talking about the lineups and stuff, which we already do on our social media pages. So drop us a follow there. But yeah, anything you want to add on for Southampton?
Please do go get it right.
Just please win.
Please win. Please play Ben Chilwell, and please give Mason Mount and Kante some magic spray that is going to make their injuries go away and COVID go away. But yeah, and we need them back to get us out of this rut. And it's Tuchel's time to show his genius again. Not to prove anything. He has nothing to prove to any Chelsea fan, but it's just his job. His primary job right now is to get us out of this mess. It's not even mess. It's just a little dip. But he's more than capable of doing that. And it's not the first time where we've lost 2 in a row and then gone back and everything's been rosy again. So nothing to stress about, just little concerns, and I'm sure it will be fine.
Just, I mean,
please play Chilwell.
Play Chilwell, win. That's it, done.
Yeah.
Enjoy a break.
Yeah, exactly. If Marcus Alonso scores the winner, I'm leaving the podcast.
No,
absolutely jinxed it. Yeah.
There's 2 ways to look at it. The optimistic way to look at it is we lost against 2 good teams. A lot to learn, but we're not out of the Champions League race or the Premier League race right now. And the negative way to kind of look at it is we've lost to the title contenders, someone that we want to beat and showed our dominance to. And we didn't create any chances in those 2 games, and we struggled both games. I'm going to go and take the optimistic one and say, look, it happens, and we're going to bounce back.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. Totally agree. I think this slump can't go on for much longer, and we have decent fixtures, decent opportunities to kind of show that what we're made of. And Lukaku's great for these games against teams that will sit back. I say that having just lost to Juventus, where they sat back, but in other games in the Premier League, he's been great. So yeah, hoping that Lukaku can get back on the score sheet as well. But yeah, full trust in Tuchel. We'll be all right. But no need to panic yet.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I think that's pretty much like it for the episode. Thank you guys for watching, listening, and make sure to subscribe. I know we've been very inactive on our social media pages and all over the place right now, but we're trying our best to regroup right now because I've just moved countries. So I'll be back soon. I'll be back, and until then, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.